Welcome to the 11th episode of Alpha Mindset TV. This is SP the Artist, your host. If you're not yet a subscriber to our channel, please subscribe. Remember to like and share our videos as well. It could be helpful to someone else trying to start their business on a lean budget. And also leave comments that lets us know if the content is useful to you. And if you have any questions about something you understand, that way we can answer your questions. Anyway, by the end of today's episode, I'm going to give you 3 tips. And these 3 tips are going to absolutely revolutionize your business and get it off going to a good start. So I want to jump right into it now. Keep it sweet. Remember, I talked about in earlier episodes the models. As a matter of fact, in the 10th and 9th episode, I talked about mental models, right? Creating a model for your business. Prospecting. A lot of times, the reason why we have to give up on our businesses and go back to working for someone else and building their dream is because we didn't put a realistic and practical system in place for our business. We may have had a really great idea that people would want and would love and would support, but if we don't put a structured system in place on how we get resources, how we make money, how we market, and all of those things, and how we lead generate. If we don't have systems in place for these things, we can't have a sustainable, scalable business at all. And the 3 things that I'm going to talk about today, if you do these 3 steps, and look, I'm challenging myself, folks, is the lack of these steps that has slowed my business down tremendously and taken the steam out of my business as far as my tattoo business. Now, as you know, I've started an apparel brand with 2 other founders, and also I'm looking into growing my publishing business as far as my books and things like that. And the only way for me to do that is I have to apply these 3 steps. Okay, the 3 steps are going for no is 1, right? You got to get your name out there, right? If you are a hairstylist, barber, whatever it is, you do landscaping, whatever it is you do, right? You have to talk to a lot of people. You got to get over the fear of rejection. You just absolutely do. And it ties back into the small self-image, large self-image. You have to absolutely have a large self-image for you to be successful in this. And by default, you should, but some of us have been hypnotized because, our ancestors have been manipulated. So we got to retrain our thinking from that old habitual thinking, those paradigms from generations old. We have to renew our minds and our thinkings. And being comfortable with rejection is 1. Having a healthy attitude about no. Try to get as many no's as you can when you're out promoting yourself. Because what you're doing is you're targeting. You definitely want to get the people out of the way that you cannot serve, right? And you do that by getting that honest feedback. Say, hey, no, this is not for me. Plus, it lets you know that you're making progress and you're going to get closer to those yeses. So you really have to learn to not have an emotional reaction to no. That's 1, going for no. 2, fanatical prospecting. That means being able to go for no, not prejudging people. Don't be afraid. Don't say, hey, as a black person, right? For me, I can give you an example. Oh, I don't want to speak to that Caucasian couple. They look too conservative. They may be racist, right? I'm prejudging. Doesn't make sense. Actually, that means I would be racist. So you can't prejudge. You got to go to them and go for the rejection, right? Go for no. Because being a fanatical prospector means you have to talk to everybody in arm's length because you don't know if what you have to offer could help them. And you could be doing yourself and them and disjustice or disservice if you don't let them know that you have something of value. You got to find out. You have to qualify them. You have to target them to see if this is for them, something that can help them. So you got to talk to as many people as you can. And a key tip that you can use, say less to more people. And the third thing is you want to use the 10x rule. That means whatever you thought was fanatical prospecting, talking to 100 people that day, do 10 times as much. Try to go for 1,000 people that day, right? Try to go for as many people as you can, as long as you can. And make sure it's a perpetual system. You want to keep it going so your pipeline can fill and you can consistently have money. And while you're going through this, test things, test strategies and processes and see what really works best and when it comes to prospecting. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that tip. This is SP the Artist signing out. Enjoy.